Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters challenge we have from, I don't know when it was introduced. I bought this about 4 years ago at Walmart. It was on closeout, $15.65. The regular price was 31 bucks. Heir to the Throne. 750 milliliter bottle. It's a square bottle, dimpled on the sides for gripping. Interesting, right? The competitor, Crown Royal. This is in a burlap bag. Yeah, more like a, not burlap, but cotton, as opposed to that felt, that feeling bag. This is more like linen. I don't know how you describe, but it's gold with gold trim instead of the purple bag. Okay, whatever. It's a different look. This was given to me by John and Illy. Thank you, John and Illy, for the Blender's Mash. I liked it so much, I bought the company. No, I went out and bought my own bottle, my own regular size bottle. This is a 375, okay? This is a 750. So they look like they're similar in size, but this one's actually twice the size. All right, by volume at least. Okay. Imported by Rebel Spirits, Gardena, California. A perfect blend of Canadian whiskeys, which have been carefully distilled and then matured in oak casks. Well, that doesn't mean much. All Canadian whiskeys matured in oak casks, but it sounds nice on the label. It's like these American whiskeys tell you, aged in oak. They're all aged in oak. All right. No website listing. It's dark. It's supposed to be dawn. Stinking daylight savings time. Don't have too much left. I got enough probably for at least 5 taste challenges. This one has a website. I'm looking at it right now. Crown Royal Blender's Mash showcases the warm vanilla and subtle oaky notes of our beloved corn heavy whiskeys. Blender's Mash showcase. They like to use this word, showcase, right? Blender's Mash showcase a classic whiskey style. Should be Blender's Mash showcases a classic whiskey style, but with the famous smooth finish, allowing the whiskey to stand on its own. I did a side-by-side. It's a nice looking bottle too. I did a Crown Royal bottle's always nice. I did a side-by-side blind taste challenge with this versus the original Crown Royal Fine Deluxe. And this was better. You could tell them apart. This one had a richer, fuller flavor, more exciting flavor. So do I think the Blender's Mash is worth the extra $5 a bottle? Yes, I do. I'm talking about the regular size bottle. It is. You might go to a store and you might contact me and say, no, you're saying Blender's Mash. I bought a bottle that says Bourbon Mash. You could see both. I saw some Bourbon Mash at Walmart before they sold out a few months ago, and it said Bourbon Mash, and then it had a sticker on it. I think it was a sticker on the box that said, this is not bourbon. All right. Okay. CR, Crown Royal. So I have over a liter of this to fool with. Mine is what I've already consumed, which hasn't been much. My friend David said that wasn't that good, but he's pretty snickety about things. So, and what he doesn't like, sometimes I like, and what I like, he doesn't like. We don't always agree. We like to taste beers mostly, but beers and whiskey, we like to taste them, and it's fun, but we don't agree all the time. But why would two people agree all the time? I mean, I like scotch. My daughter doesn't like it. She likes gin. I don't really care for that too much. So, you can disagree with people and still not hate them. Some people you get on Facebook now, they don't really understand that concept. Nice plastic cover, but it's actually a cork. Let's hydrate that cork a little bit because they'll get dry rotted. Now you say disagree with somebody and still like them, still be their friend. No, not me. You must agree with me at all times, or else. Yeah. But that's what do people like to say these days? That's narcissistic. It is. It's self-worship, which social media really, I guess, kind of like encourages in a way. Self-adulation, self-promotion, people promoting what they're eating. I used to do that when I'm still in the group, but I don't participate anymore because I was like, I don't feel like putting photos of what I ate. Well, I mean, who cares? It was good. I liked it. I just started getting tired of that. I'm just not interested in what people eat. Aside from if they let me try it, or just curiosity's sake, need to pour a little bit more here. I never joined that group anyway. People added me to that group. A person added me to that group. Now, alcohol eggs, yeah, I'm in that group. And we post photos of what we're drinking and what we're interested in, news stories about alcohol, beer, wine, and liquor, old newspaper ads, old television commercials. Yeah, but we're interested in it, I mean, I'm not gaga over it. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, oh, wow, you're drinking Rolling Rock. My attitude is more like, oh, I kind of like Rolling Rock, I think there's a good perspective in that group for most of the members that they like doing it. They like talking about the beer, wine, and liquor, but they're not like insane about it or like deranged about it, demented about it. If people like it, they like it. They don't, they don't. I had to get on somebody's case a little bit about this dirty glass thing. Guy was all excited about this beer he drank, and here's another guy who I know personally chimes in. The glass is really dirty. Well, first, he doesn't know that because, there's bubbles on the side. And I just don't think you should talk to people like that. And so I said, I have some glasses that are impeccably clean, but they'll still have the bubbles on the side. I mean, clean with water that's so hot it'll scald your hands. Soap, rinse it out good with warm and then cool water. But the glass, some of these are old, and they might have like little micro etching on the side just from wear and tear, being old. And so that's just to tell somebody that, your glass is dirty. I don't know. I just think it's rude. I don't know. I don't like it. I would never say that. Now, we've had an issue with one person. He quit the group in a huff. He was mad. But then he repented, I guess, and came back. Because he was posting photos with the background that was like obviously dirty and like disgusting, like a stovetop that was dirty. It's like nobody wants to see that, be clean. It's not hard to be clean. Now you might say my car was wrecked. I got a big dent in it. Yeah, well, you could, and I don't have the money to fix it. Okay, but you could still clean it. Your house can be clean. I don't back down off of that at all. No one wants to look at stomach turning photos of a dirty environment. So I tried to tell him privately, but he was a big baby about it. But he probably realized he was being a big baby about it. So then he came back to the group and didn't post any sickening photos. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Now, take that statement how you want to take it. That's it. The statement is true. These things we know are true. We're all human Aries stew if we don't pledge allegiance to. All right, so here we go. You notice that The Heir to the Throne was a bit darker in appearance. Do these have coloring added? This I do not know, but I suspect yes, they add caramel color, but I don't know that. I assume that. All right. I assume they're aged in old barrels. Now, the bourbon mash, the blender's mash, I think they use a combination, like some are fresh use barrels and some are used, so it could make a difference. Okay, it does make a difference. And if you look on the crownroyal.ca website, the Canadian website, it's not listed. They can't get it. It's made in Canada. They can't get it. And one of the Canadian viewers, Michael Jennings, was saying, man, I really want to try that. I said, oh, it's everywhere, comma, in the United States of America. So I felt bad for him, you know. Well, this smells, well, you know, it smells kind of like bourbon, minus the heavy charred oak. Now, you don't really get that here. No. No. But you get sour mash type aroma. And if you will go smell Old Crow, 3-year age, now that's a good example. Old Crow, age 3 years. The oldest known sour mash bourbon whiskey. It's not too heavy on the charred oak. And this one is similar. Get that corn, heavy cornbread nose. Oh, yes. I really think you could give the blender's mash to someone and say, hey, you want to drink some bourbon? And they'd say, yeah, let's drink some bourbon. And then they would be sipping on it. They wouldn't realize it's Canadian. Can you make bourbon in Canada? Of course. Of course. People might perpetuate a myth that you cannot produce bourbon in Canada. You can certainly produce bourbon in Canada. Any country in the world, you can produce bourbon. But you can't sell it as bourbon. Oh. You got to sell it as Canadian whiskey. Japanese whiskey. You know, bourbon is one of those world copyright type things, trademark thing, where you can only call it bourbon if it's from the USA. Champagne got to come from Champagne region of France, except for the American champagnes that were grandfathered in. Under US law, the European Union doesn't recognize it, so they won't let them get imported into Europe. But the American government said, well, you don't import them anyway. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect the market. That's just stuff Americans drink. Those ones from California, you know, so it didn't really matter. Cognac has to come from Cognac, France. The Cognac region of France. What if you're making cognac identical? If you make it identical to cognac, but it's 10 feet outside the limit, then it's French brandy. Okay, so there's your answer. You can make a product that's 100% identical to bourbon, but it's not made. If it's made across the river in Windsor, Canada, from Detroit, then it's Canadian whiskey. So there's your answer. So yes, they can smell very much alike. They can be essentially the same thing. But a rose by any other name it's still a rose, but you can't call it a rose. You got to call it a Canadian flower. Pourquoi the flowers? Okay, this smells like corn, like the corn, the maize. It smells like the maize, but it's not as like there's not like a sour mash note. No, I got my eyes closed because I don't want to glance. I don't want to glance down and catch the darker note appearance. Now, would I have bought their Heir to the Throne for $31? No, I know I wouldn't. I would not have. But I bought it for the closeout, $15.65. I'm sorry, $15.65. Well, you know what? Apparently no one else was buying it either. That's why they had it on closeout. And it was in a box too. You know, like Crown Royal comes in a box, a purple box. I said, Heir to the Throne, huh? I know where they're throwing that. I know, like, we're the heir to the throne. And what has a, you know, Crown Royal's got the throne on it with the crown sitting on it. It's like, yeah, right. You're going to inherit that throne. Yeah, you're going to inherit that throne. Nobody ever heard of this brand. Not only did they never hear of it, they didn't care about it because it didn't sell, and I got it on closeout. End of the story. Long story short, short story long. Does this smell good? It does smell good. Mostly they smell like corn whiskey. You say, well, that's what they are. Everybody knows most Canadian whiskey is made predominantly from corn. Yeah, I know. Do they have wheat whiskey in it? Probably. Rye. Oh, yeah, for sure. They got rye. What about malt whiskey? Barley malt whiskey? Probably. A little bit. We know Crown Royal got 50 different whiskeys in it. I don't know about the blender's mash, but the standard does. The standard Crown Royal uses 50 different whiskeys. And the distillery employs less than 80 people. They said on the website like 76 people. It went up because they used to say 67. 76. All right. Still less than 80. This one is a lot less aromatic. It is aromatic, but it's a lot less aromatic than this one. This one's like bursting with aroma. Strong notes of what I've described. I think it's the blender's mash, because I think the blender's mash has a rich aroma. My complaint about Crown Royal Fine Deluxe, the standard is a little bland, a little dull, but not this one. Cheers to the people viewing. Woo! Man, it's like corn sugar. It's like so sugary. If you don't like sweet whiskeys, woo, you're going to hate it. You're going to hate it. But if you like that bourbon-like flavor, and I can taste the charred oak. I can taste it right now. Let me go. Got off the website. Maxwell, good morning, Ron. Good morning to you, Maxwell. Peace and sunshine. But that's coming here. I can see it's turning blue. Oh, I know why they called it bourbon mash. Blender's mash, bourbon mash, blender's mash, bourbon mash. This tastes like corn whiskey. And I don't mean bourbon. I mean like corn whiskey. You say like mellow corn? Yeah, but this is only 80 proof. Mellow corn is 100 proof. What's the difference between straight corn whiskey and straight bourbon whiskey? No difference. Save for one qualification. And does any viewer know what that is? Anyone? There's only one production difference between straight corn whiskey and straight bourbon whiskey. Other than that, it's the same thing. Could you take mellow corn and make bourbon out of it? Yes. But then that would be stupid, because you could just buy bourbon. Mellow corn whiskey exists for its own existence, for its own reasons. Some people prefer the corn whiskey over the bourbon. I don't know if I do, but it's a very interesting concept. I tried that New England corn whiskey, Asian cherry wood, partially Asian cherry wood, from this craft distillery up there in the Berkshire Mountains. Oh, I liked it so much. My friend David hated it so much. He still got, I would say, half the bottle left. And I told him, I said, you're going to waste that bottle. I said, I'm not saying that because I'm hustling for you to give it to me. I just hate to see it just sit there. It's like, what is it accomplishing? I mean, I couldn't stand looking at a bottle that I never drank and it wasn't going to drink. I would give it to somebody. And once again, I'm not implying that he should give it away. I was just saying, from my reference point, I can't stand doing that. I just got to give it to somebody, like, you want to drink this? And they're like, what's wrong? It's bad. That's why you're unloading it on me. I would say, no, I just don't like the style. But in this case, I love the style. I love it. I love that Berkshire Mountains corn whiskey. But this is back to bourbon, which is another type of corn whiskey. I mean, the Canadian thing, what they call that. Oh, oh, how sweet it is. Yeah, this thing has got it going on like Jamie's mom, man. This thing is no joke. I can taste the charred oak. I can taste the charred oak. I can taste the charred oak. Here we go. Blenders somewhere, isn't there? Where they talking about, oh, you know, that might have been on the doggone video that they made. They made a video about it, and the guy was talking about talking about how they used aged wood and the used oak and the unused oak barrels, I think they were saying. Okay, King George VI. Yeah. All right, good. That's good. Where's the history timeline? There is nothing. That's not your history. That's like a glimpse of history. Oh, well, forget it. Suffice it to say, it tastes really good. Hey, you like a really good whiskey? You want one that's going to be dynamite? You want one that's going to have a lot of action, a lot of character, a lot of savoir-faire? You want to have fun with whiskey? And I don't mean chicanery and being bad. I just mean having fun because it tastes so good you enjoy it. There you go. There we go. Whoop, backside. A flavorful whiskey from the Crown Royal Blender series. Yeah, I think the first one was the what? The mesquite, Texas mesquite, which I never got to try. Oh, yeah. This is a winner. This is the best Crown Royal whiskey I ever tried. This is the best Crown Royal whiskey I ever tried. Which is meaningless since I've only tried 2 in my life. So far. All right. The winner, Crown Royal Blenders Mash. Now let's go back to this rebel spirit's heir to the throne that is never going to inherit. It's wood, you know, but it's like toothpick wood. And there's corn whiskey. It's like corn alcohol. Like, blah, blah. You say, you mean like rubbing alcohol? That's made from wood, though. Wood alcohol. Yeah, I know. But this would be like if you made rubbing alcohol from corn. It smells like, yeah. 1565. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. It ain't. If you see it for 1565, I wouldn't buy it, tell you the truth. If I saw it for $10, well, I guess for $10 it's worth it, you know. But it's got a cork, a real cork. Okay, wow, great. It's got a pretty bottle. We'll admit that. Okay. It's got the dimpled sides so you can grip it. See how I'm gripping it? It's kind of an okay looking label, you know. Just a paper label, but then the Crown Royal is just a paper label. You know, glued on. It's got the plastic shroud and it's got the cork. So that's nice. It's nice. Not a rubberized thing. No cork. All right, so everything's fine. But that's not why you buy whiskey. At least I wouldn't. The question is, what about the taste? The taste. What about Frank? What about Frank? Hey, let me be frank with you. The taste is not that great. So the winner, Bourbon Mash. Highly recommended. It keeps getting better. Oh, yeah. Highly recommended. $27.99, worth it. It is worth it. Every penny. The winner. Boy, if this doesn't say CR, I'm gonna feel so ashamed after all this touting and braggadocio. I'm bragging not on me, you know what I'm saying? I didn't do anything. I'm bragging on the people that made it because it tastes so good. Oh, so very good. Here we go. CR Crown Royal. Please be Crown Royal. It's got to be. How could it be otherwise? CR. Yeah, no doubt. 2 challenges in a row now. The first 2, it beat Crown Royal actually pretty easily. And it beat this thing you know, extremely easy. On aroma only, I had it nailed. There's no contest. Oh, well, sorry, Heir to the Throne. It's only won like twice, I think, in the whole series. That thing's a failure. It's a flop. Forget it. Sure, I'll bring it in for taste challenges. Oops. I'll bring it in for taste challenges, but there's no real purpose to it. Yeah. Maybe we could get 5 out of it. I'm starting to have doubts now. I'm not too good at judging volume, liquid volume. But anyway, let me take another sip of this Tragic Kingdom. I need Gwen Stefani to come drink with me with this Tragic Kingdom. It's really not bad. I can't say it's bad. It's just nothing there. There's nothing there. It's just like Johnny Rotten would have said in 1977. It's pretty vacant. You know what I mean? It's pretty vacant. Pretty vacant. Nah, I got to put you on the side, on the boring shelf. And I'm going to put this one on the excitement shelf because this is an exciting product. Oh, is it better than I thought? Yeah, especially after my friend David talked about how it wasn't really any good. John and Illy was saying it was good. You know, so I said, who's right? Is it John? Is it David? Is it John? Is it David? Turns out it was John. I side with John and Illy on this. I think it has an exciting, but that's not even a good thing to bring up because they had been prepping all day. We had been tasting this beer, that beer, this beer, that beer, this beer, that beer. It went on and on and on and on and on until the break of dawn, more or less. So I think all of that going on could have affected his appreciation of it. Not to mention he does have a bias against Crown Royal on its face. He doesn't care for it. I'm talking about my friend David. So I think that factored in quite a bit. But I think it's a dynamite product. And now I'm so excited to try all the other Crown Royal products. Why hold back? Why wait? You know, why hold back? I want to try the Crown Royal Black. Something's telling me it's going to be worth it. I want to try the Rye. Oh, no, that's going to be great. I want to try the XO, the XL, the Reserve, Crown Royal Reserve. Oh, yeah. By the time I get through all of them, there'll probably be 3 more introduced. You know how it goes. So thanks for watching this video production. A great triumph for Crown Royal, Blenders Mash / Bourbon Mash. A great victory. Is it going to win the next time we come back and do this, which is probably going to be later today? Oh, easily. Who is the next victim? I'm saying the victim, not the challenger. This may not lose. It may not lose a contest. I'm feeling that confident about it. Well, the next victim is Gibson's Finest. You say, oh, no, don't talk too much. That thing's aged 12 years. I don't care if it's aged 1,200 years. I don't think Gibson's has a chance. I think the Crown Royal Blenders Mash is going to whip it, beat it, smack it around, and otherwise disgrace it. But we don't know. That's why we do a blind taste test. Thanks for watching this video production. Everyone take care. Have a great morning. Here comes the daylight.